Hello everyone. This is gonna be my challenge video reference. So any comments on the video, I'll be using those on my next challenge stream. The main topic of this challenge video though would be um just for you guys to give me challenges for Chungus. I'm gonna try and see if I can make him usable nowadays. I know he's super slow. He's slacking on a lot of things in terms of health. He's, I mean, he used to be a nice tank, but then got moved to a support. So even with the mods that I do have on him, he still doesn't have much behind him. So, and also energy wise, 24 energy is not that bad. But now that everything has like 32 energy, it's going to be hard to compete against that, even with his boosted ability, which is what 50% for me and then 100 for my teammates. But ideally, like nobody really, I'm not going to be near people. Mostly everybody would have scouts or tanks that are going to be like pushing and trying to capture points. I feel like Chungus nowadays went from a front line or middle. I don't think you would. I guess on small maps you could probably try to push him towards the front line, but he doesn't have the speed for it. I believe he's still the slowest mech in the game without any like great benefit. I know back in the day most people would use mortars on him just so you wouldn't have to move. But nowadays mortars are not really ideal. There's a lot more things we can be using. So I guess this is where I would bring up the suggestions. If you guys want to see any combos, like, well, any type of weapons on him, this would be the time for it. So I can, next time I do a challenge video or a challenge stream, I probably would try to get him, some MVPs with him. I do have a decent amount of weapons, I would say, to use with him. Um, there's not really much for assaults. I can use carbines, but we all know that's not gonna lead anywhere. Disruptors are not bad. I've seen Ruffles use that a good amount of times, and they do pretty well. Obviously, Stormax, they kind of carry the mech, not the mech carries the weapon. They do very well, so that's not gonna really be a challenge on them. Don't really have that many beams, but Graviton used to do pretty well, but now with all the mods, it's not really ideal. I could try some close quarters, but like we all know that Chungus cannot move, so if anything, I would have to wait for enemies to get to me to use any of these. If anything, the Embers, Arcs, and Revokers. I don't see myself getting the Fragment 12s anytime soon. Let me see. Snipers. He did pretty well with like railguns, but now with the mods, like most of those shots are just like eaten up by the multi layers. But I could still give that an attempt. Don't have quantum guns for that combo. If I had the 16, maybe I would give the 16 and 8 a go. But there's not much for that, so if anything, it would just be like an EM. Oh, it would have to be the 8 and 12. Yeah, there's not much. Maybe Helix. Dish launchers were decent, but then they got nerfed, so I don't really see myself like being an MVP with that. I could be annoying with Helix. Javelins were really nice before the Helix. But once again, I don't think this would be doing good just because of the lack of distance. Since this has more distance also. I can give mortars a try if you guys really wanted to. I mean, I guess if a lot of people requested in comments, I probably would give it a try. Probably minigun since I don't have chain guns. Miniguns has always been like my go-to for Chungus. That and nades. Just got the cryos, so I probably could give that also a try. So in terms of weapons, I'm kind of limited, but I guess whatever you guys want to see in in battle and matches, most of it would be control points, since I probably won't be using him in free for all or 5v5s, which I probably should use him in 5v5s. But okay, so these are all the weapons I got. I do have pilots for it, like for all the classes, so it's not an issue like to designate one of these for Chungus. Besides artillery, I would still have to use Faye. Um, but yeah, any combos, just let me know, guys. I'll try it out. Once again, Chungus and MD were the biggest, well, the mechs I always used for a long time. But then he just, well, more scouts were, well, scouts became the meta. And since then, like, I cannot compete with that. It takes me like a minute or two to even get to one of the points with this speed. And, well, not to talk about MD, but yeah, he did not get any bonuses either. So sadly, he's on the bench since I did get the new legendary medic. So he kind of took his spot. But yeah, I would like to see what you guys come up with. I'll try to get more weapons for him. But yeah, just leave your comments and see like what type of builds or stuff you guys want to see on him. I would still be using, a tank, support, and 2 scouts on that hanger just to not, I guess, not tank. Because obviously I could say make a build for me, like a hanger. But I feel like that most of the time doesn't go well. And I guess I could do that also. Like suggest what other things I could use along with Chungus. But the main idea or main point I kind of want to emphasize is if I could make Chungus like work in my hanger again. Um, okay, I'll leave it at that. But once again, let me just go through my inventory real quick. In terms of weapons, you guys saw already. I don't have much assaults. Missiles probably would be my best class for him besides minigun. Beams, I just have like graviton. Stasis beams would probably not work well just because I don't have them ranked up. Close quarters, I mean, just for, I guess, for the memes, I guess I could use some of the close quarters. I mean, I did use arcs back in the day, but that's because they actually had some distance on them, like 64 meters before they got nerfed. Snipers will probably be the next thing that people suggest. Helix will probably be like a good annoying build. Mortars. I don't think I see that many people with mortars anymore. Most people have them on Stalker. Miniguns and then nades. And then some cryos also, if you guys are interested. Pilots, again, I do have a decent amount of pilots, so there's not really a worry there. Implants, I do have his overcharged implant, so I will be doing extra damage with this ability. If it's a 2 implant weapon, it will benefit me to have the cooldown and damage. But I'll see. So I'll leave it at that. Let's see what you guys come up with.